Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson.
M15 PCA.
Nate's Ep4.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. So we're up to episode 4?
I think it's 4 or 5.
Four of Star Trek Discovery Season 2. And right off the bat, this is a good episode, just muddled with way too much stuff going on.
Yeah.
This could have been 3 separate storylines, but they just mash them all together, and it just leaves you feeling... It's like a weird ups and downs.
Yeah.
It's
disjointed.
It could have ended on a really good note. Then it throws in that little, oh yeah, there's that subplot you forgot about. There's
too much.
It's just way too much.
And then we're not even talking like an A thing and like a B plot that's a little minor. No, these are both kind of major plots.
But the problem is the A plot, the sphere they run into, is so overwhelming that you don't need B and C plot.
No.
Because it gets lost.
Yeah.
But whatever, we start the episode, and we get to see, my number one. To my knowledge, the number ones didn't exist.
No.
Not in the capacity that we think of number ones, like Riker was the number one. But that in this original timeline, it was supposed to just be the captain and the science officer would be quote unquote the number one.
Yeah.
But
and then the engineer would be, that's how it would kind of go in the line. So head engineer, chief engineer.
So they have this woman, and I guess she was supposed to be like, if anyone remembers the very original pilot for Trek, was Pike, and it didn't have Kirk.
No.
Then they went back and shot another episode, and how that's kind of become, it's not really canon, but now
it's not supposed to be canon, but now they're making it canon.
They're making it canon by adding this
because she looks
woman.
just like her. I mean, and then a recap, which is stupid.
They're going to have recaps every episode because
we're stupid.
They didn't do that. Did they do that in season 1? I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, they're talking about the Enterprise. How's it coming along? It's still down.
Yeah.
What happened to the freaking Enterprise? It's just so lame. Then they do...
They have to make the Enterprise, stupid. Why don't they take it to a starbase at this point?
I know, just tell it to a starbase. Then they do this thing where they decide... Like how they did with the Klingons. Oh, now they have hair! And it looks stupid.
Yeah.
They make an excuse for the holographic projector thingies. Oh, that was one of the things that screwed up the Enterprise. Then Captain Pike's like, make sure to get those off my ship. I always hated those. We're going to use only view screens.
Well, one problem with that, other people are still going to have holographic proceedings in the Federation because it's only affecting the Enterprise, it seems like, specifically, so that didn't...
So remember when you watched the original series and it didn't do it, we explained it away. You're causing more stupidity. Just forget it. Just let it go.
Yeah, because you already messed it up.
You effed it up. Just let it go.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know, it's like I baked the cake and I burned it, so I keep putting more frosting on it to cover it up. You burned the cake... It's over. Move on.
I'm gonna do an analogy for Cisco would say about his dad making a souffle. It's either gonna rise or fall, and if it already falls, you can't make it rise again.
Yeah,
it's already messed up. You messed it up.
Just let's move on. Stop bringing it up. It's like the Klingons and their hair and the way they look. Just forget it.
You messed it up.
You messed it up. Then everything in 2019, it's about food.
Yeah.
So they go into the food replicators, and I thought it was instantaneous.
Yeah.
It takes a little while.
And again, we didn't get any, snarky remarks like it gave Tilly.
And then it bings like a microwave. Ding! Burger and fries.
In the original one, it made a real little shoom like that. It didn't make a bing
sound.
So
she orders a double bacon cheeseburger and fries, and the captain looks at her, it goes with the shake. What?
I know, because
this dialogue is so weird.
You only get that from Carl's Jr. Captain. I know, I might as well just say that.
But I'm saying this woman's evil because she puts ketchup all over her fries instead of dunking her fries like a decent human being.
Yeah.
So that whole plot goes away. So that was only there to explain away the view screens.
Yeah.
The holographic
But you
projectors.
didn't explain it away. You just made it worse.
We get to Stamets and... our new engineer lady, my God, her name is Jet Reno. That's a Star Wars name.
Yes. That's
Therm Scissor Punch.
Yeah.
That's something you would see in a wacky anime or some crazy, like a Cowboy Bebop or something like that. But it just screams Star Wars to me.
Yeah, it's so dumb, so wonky.
And then she's just a freaking...
I mean, when she told me, they go, no, seriously, what's your real name? Okay.
Is that your gambler's name?
I know.
But we see that they have that blob thing that was inside of Tilly, and they got it out of her with the Ghostbusters gun.
It's in that stasis field thing.
Where Stamets would do the jump.
Yeah.
It's gross looking. It's all pulsating. Looks like a living bag of garbage, and it just looks gross. I just don't like it at all.
Yeah, and the thing is, I remember the blob, how smooth it was. It isn't blob. It's not smooth at all.
Oh, it's all pulsating and gross, and it's nasty.
It's gross.
And it's constantly making, fart noises. It's really nasty.
It reminded me of that one fart forest in Labyrinth. That's what it sounded like, the same thing.
Yeah, the bog of internal stench.
Yeah.
So we get a scene that this is what I wanted in the beginning, but now that we have it, I don't want it anymore because it doesn't fit. They're having a ready room scene where everyone's talking about, okay, what this Red Angel thing is. They're coming up with different ideas and thoughts. Something you would see a lot in Next Generation.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to do it in this, but you already had a whole season without any of this.
And the thing, but in Kirk's time, they didn't even have a waiting room. They kind of like would have like a little table, and they would kind of it'd be basically Spock, McCoy, and Kirk would kind of hammer out what they were going to do.
We have this the guy who sneezed on the science officer who died, and no one cared that he died. Literally, no one shed a tear for him because he's an evil man, and he dared speak down to Michael Burnham, so they killed him. We get that guy who sneezed on him. And then like he's like part of the crew. Is he going to be a recurring character? Because he's kind of in the beginning of this episode.
Oh yeah, he is. He's not a bad-looking alien.
Yeah, he's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they're all coming up with ideas and like there's banter.
Yeah, and then like you could tell like Suru's kind of like has a cold. It looks like, and he's kind of drinking like coffee
or some type of soup, I think, or something. He makes himself feel he has a cold and goes like, well, I had a cold last week. This witty banter makes sense on Enterprise.
Yeah.
Like like a Next Generation because these characters learn to care about each other.
Yeah.
All through season 1, it made it look like everyone hated each other. It's just weird.
The thing is like I said, you could tell with the Next Generation cast and then people on the show, like even playing the characters, they liked each other. I don't sense that here. I don't sense any of that.
So all this like funny banter between crewmates just doesn't work.
No.
Maybe after a whole season of it, I might get used to it. But right now, I don't get it.
It's so jarring because you're not used to seeing it in the show.
But well, they're trying to come up with ideas, and then like, okay, Captain Pike comes in. He's like, basically, it's like, okay, we everyone back to your stations. We need telling what's her face some coordinates to make a jump warp to this area. And then he pulls Michael Burnham aside. It's like, hey, Spock stole craft, and we tracked his warp signature. But like you were telling me, back then shuttles didn't have warp.
No,
unless he stole a whole ship that was warp capable.
They didn't.
And he's running it all by himself.
Yeah. They were basically, it's like if the transporters were out, it would just take you to the planet they were visiting or whatever. It wasn't meant to be.
Like they're runabouts.
They're runabouts, yeah.
So unless he stole like a science vessel that has warp-capable technology, but they didn't really explain it. Yeah. So they're basically planning an intercept course. Yeah. Okay, and then of course, Captain Pike's like, I want you there to talk to your brother so we can, figure this all out. And of course, she just doesn't want to meet with Spock. I think I'll do more hurt than harm, and I think you're the best thing for him. And he's kind of like, okay, I understand you, but this is more important than whatever you have. Just tell us what you did.
That's what annoys me. She won't do it.
Again, the last episode, like I told him something or said something or did something to make him hate me. My God, I don't want to think the worst, but it's just like, why is she so apprehensive? Yeah. It can't just be, leave me alone, you dumb kid, and don't ever bother me. It has to be something more than that.
Yeah.
God, please don't let it be anything weird and sexual. Oh, God, it's so
I don't think it will be, but it still is 50-50.
Then we get to part of the episode where it's a cool thing, but it just, why did this even happen? So they're on their way to Spock. Then the ship gets pulled out of warp. Yeah. Like, what the hell? What could it be? A tractor beam? No, it's more powerful than that, they said. Yeah. Then it's just big, giant rock. It
looks like a weird sun mixed with like some kind of weird plasma
moon thing
going on.
And it's all red. So I thought, is this one of the red lights?
Yeah.
But no, it's nothing.
No, it's so weird.
Has nothing to do with anything.
See, this wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have an urgent overall story that was happening.
Yeah, if this was just a regular episode. Oh, we're on a Starbase 243 to do this thing. And whoa, we got pulled out of warp.
Yeah.
There's this other overarching giant storyline. It doesn't even get addressed.
That make it even like they were doing something that was even I can't even say the word. I wouldn't say simple, but like doing something that was just a normal standard mission, not something that was so vital.
So this thing pulls them out of warp, and they're scanning it. And think, it's this giant rock, and it's over like 100,000 years old.
Yeah,
like from the initial scans. Then this is the part that got weird. I'm not trying to understand exactly what's happening here, but it starts screwing with their communications. Michael Burnham just started speaking Vulcan out of nowhere. I thought something took her over. Yeah, speaking Klingon. Yeah. And I thought something took her over. Yeah. I'm like, and then even the captain starts speaking, like, what the hell's going on? Everyone's speaking a different language.
And they start speaking Earth languages.
Yeah, and then everyone starts like, they're speaking Italian, they're speaking Farsis and everything, and then, my command console's in Arabic. It's not even in English. So no one can communicate. I'm like, what in the world is happening? I'm trying to understand. Maybe people in the comments can explain to me. Was this... Everyone has a universal translator in their heads, right? Like in their ears or something, like it's implanted inside of you. So was it scrambling that? or were people just not speaking English?
I think it was scrambling to make it. They were
all speaking English, but they were hearing something else.
And it was also affecting their console, so making it look different too, different language, so they couldn't read it, obviously. And at this point, they kind of went through to go to his quarters because he wasn't feeling.
Yeah, because when he was in that room, he was super sick, and no one can understand anybody. And then Michael Burnham's like, "Wait a second! Remember before when he said, he learned 97 languages or whatever? So bring him to the bridge, and he can kind of communicate to everybody." Yeah. So he's super sick, and he's like, what the hell's everyone's problem? So he's talking to everyone, trying to get, at least to isolate at least the bridge. Yeah. So he's talking to people, he's setting up all the things and everything, and gets everyone to be able to at least talk to each other. But I guess this is affecting the whole ship. Yeah. And it's kind of funny though, because he's like, did anyone ever take the time to learn other
languages? My goodness, I'm only one.
So Suru's, though, he comes and saves the day, even though he's like soup, you could tell it's almost like he has like cancer-like symptoms. Yeah. He's super weak. He literally looks like he's dying. Yeah. But they're trying to figure out what the hell is happening with the ship. We get to engineering, and of course they have all their own problems. Then again, we get back to Jet Reno. It's so funny because I grew up in Nevada, and Janet Reno, it's too close to that name. I was kept thinking about Janet Reno.
Janet Reno was the Attorney General of Florida, so I mean, the president. of Bill Clinton.
Yeah, then she moved up to that. It's just in my mind every time I hear her name. And she's remember Stamets in season 1?
She's made more worse than
and
that.
Then took it to 11.
Yeah,
they just end up having this weird conversation about fuel and like solar panels and renewable energy, and it goes on for a while, and they're just like, and then
here's the thing, guys. Something's going on the bridge at this point. You can communicate. Yeah. Maybe that's a little more serious than your little discussion about what you're talking about.
Because like they're talking about, no, the lithium crystals never turn you down. Planets were destroyed because of it. Okay, we get it. Fossil fuels. Okay, we get it. America, we suck. Okay, we get it. Yeah. They have to have this weird, stupid conversation. Even though I agree with Jet Reno here, how she's like, well, it gets the job done. Oh, don't you know all these things? Of course, she didn't care that it hurt planets. Then she doesn't ever answer his question. She just comes back with another snarky remark.
Oh, it's so annoying. It's just, again, I think Stamets deserves a little bit of that because he's an a-hole, but if she does that to anyone else, it's going to be real annoying.
Because then she's like, oh, you don't know, that's like, you get all mad when someone doesn't have you don't have a comeback. Well, you didn't answer my question, dummy. You just went straight to insult.
Yeah, guess what? That doesn't work if you don't answer my question.
Yeah, because he basically put her in her place. Yeah. About like renewable energies and everything like that, and she just doesn't care.
Because the spore drive is better because it doesn't, affect anything.
But so they have that little back and forth conversation, but they're stuck down there. Yeah. Because this virus is spreading everywhere and screwing up everything. But their communications were fine. They didn't even explain why that happened.
Yeah, that's what I said. Why would their communications
be fine? They still have that little blob in there. I thought this blob and this sphere had something to do with each other. They have nothing to do with each other. That's why
I've never seen that before in a Star Trek episode. That's so weird.
We have two very foreign alien species of kind of a crazy, because what happens in this episode is almost as dire as what this sphere was doing, but they have nothing to do with each other. Except for the fact that they're both alien. Yeah. But Michael Burnham and Suru are trying to fix everything. Like, oh, okay, we're good. We got communications back up and things are running. But Suru was like almost blue at this point. Like you can see he's getting super sick.
Sweating everywhere.
Yeah, he literally looks, he's down, and then Michael Burnham's like, this isn't some kind of cold. What's happening with you? And he's basically like, oh, I'm dying. Like he's like, I'm a victim to my DNA, to my people. She's like, what the hell are you talking about? But when they thought they fixed everything, they didn't. This virus keeps spreading. Yeah. So they only slowed it down. We get back to the engineering room, and it's starting to affect them. They're starting to get locked in there because I guess like the security systems are going wonky, and it's sealing people off.
And it made it where like you could get fried any minute or something, like overload.
Yeah, then
she explains the food analogy, like where's it with food in this episode?
Because in 2019 in Twitter, everything's about food. Oh yeah, you're gonna get like she was talking about the spores. Yeah. Oh, mushrooms that pick off my pizza. You have food replicators. Why would you put mushrooms on your pizza when you can just ask for no damn mushrooms?
It's so stupid. She has such quick comebacks. That's why she.
I'm quick and whippy.
Yeah, that's.
And zip up your damn jacket, you freaking idiot.
Yeah, this is a Starship. Not you're not working at a junkyard somewhere.
So, the whole engineering area gets like shocked. Because she's trying to work this, because they're trying to make like a conductor of some kind. They have this big explanation, but why even have this scene?
No.
It's just like a waste of time. So they basically make a makeshift lightning rod, and they got to dissipate the electricity.
Yeah.
She puts it into into the pipes that were used to make the spores, and then kind of shoots it off like a lightning gun. It's so dumb.
Look, it looks like the Ghostbuster proton
again with the Ghostbuster proton packs. Yeah. Everyone gets shocked and wakes up, and Tilly's hair got fried. These silly gags. I'm sorry, they don't belong in a Trek that I want to see.
No, here's the thing: is I don't know if that gag, unless it was done probably with even Ryan Orville. It's just stupid. It's just stupid.
It's a silly, silly gag.
Yeah.
It's really, really weird. But that blob thing got out of the containment thing.
During all this.
And they realized it attached itself to
Tilly.
And it's like on her arm, and it's like, looks like the Venom, the symbiote.
Yeah, it does.
The symbiote. No, but the symbiote. And it's like taking over her body. And it's like, oh man, get this damn thing off of me because it's gross looking. We get back to everything's going down. Suru's getting sick. We got to bring him to medical base. So it's Pike, Michael, and Suru going to the sick bay, and they're scanning him and everything, and his neural things are going off and everything.
They have the new chief medical officer. They never explain her name. We don't know what her name is.
Yeah, she seems all right.
Yeah, she's okay, but we don't know her name though.
She's like basically, but they don't know much about Kelpians because he's the only one. Yeah. So she's like asking him, is this normal for you? What's going on? And then of course Suru's getting a little agitated, saying, "Who cares? The ship's under attack or whatever. This virus, we got to worry about that." Captain Pike's like, "No, you are a member of the crew and everything. We have to tell what's going on with you." Then he basically explains, "Well, I'm going through my death process.
Yeah.
My people, when we reach a certain time, that's when we go to get, quote unquote, cold or collected by the people who basically eat us."
Yeah.
What do they call them? The Burrell or something? I forgot what they're
something. I know we need to do better with names, but
again, they're not mentioned very often.
No, they're not.
So I don't think we're even going to meet those people.
No.
But I guess the little gangula things that come on the back. They get to a certain point to where he says either we get cold, or we live with this sickness and we go crazy and mad.
Yeah, mad, yeah.
And I'd rather die than go through this madness because he's seeing lights and he's starting to have these little mini freakouts.
He told Burnham before he was dying, but now he's telling Pike all this.
Yeah, I'm done. Of course, Pike's like, we're gonna do everything we can so you don't die. And I was telling this when we were watching the episode, since the Federation Starfleet has never had a Kelpian. How does he know that they can't find a cure?
Yeah, he doesn't know that. They're Bronze Age level at his planet.
Yeah, so that'd be like someone from, 1000, the year 1000. Oh, I got this. We can cure so many more things that we couldn't cure even 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, Suru, stop being so, you're being too close-minded.
Yeah, I know your culture, but you got to look beyond your culture at that point,
They get back to the engineering and they quarantine.
Yeah, it makes sense. They put her in that stasis, the same thing they put when they first put the entity by itself.
Then she's getting all like loopy and everything and all and weird, and like they're scanning it. Oh, this thing's like releasing endorphins into her, and they kind of have a decent little conversation. Stamets and Reno.
I'll never forget
the biggest little city on the ship, Reno. He's like, oh, maybe it's trying to calm her down. And then she's like, what if it's trying to manipulate her? Well, both these things could be true because we don't know the intention of this thing.
Was a good back and forth because they can both be right there.
So they're like, oh, we got to figure out a way to like try to get this off of her, but it's like making her all looping weird. We get back to Suru and they're trying to. It's funny. They cut back to the sick bay and they're like working on some dude who got like. I don't know.
Yeah, I go, is that Suru?
Yeah,
they didn't explain it.
And it's just some random guy.
Well, and what Crimson was saying is maybe they just cut that scene out to find out who this guy is.
Like someone just got brought in. Oh, code 3 or whatever. This guy's bleeding out or whatever. We got to fix him.
Lieutenant so-and-so. Who cares? Just tell us a name. I mean, it's just weird.
Because we cut right back to them and they're working on a guy like, whoa, are they doing surgery on Suru? What's going on? Yeah. No, just some other random person.
It's so weird.
But
you never see his face either.
Yeah, because they're just trying to thing. So, but then Suru's like, I can help. I can, I may be dying, but I'm not dead. Now, I like that about Suru, and he never gives up. Suru's my favorite character.
They said his species is always afraid. He always has a strength about him that he doesn't even realize himself.
Yeah, he even mentions how his whole race has like been ruled by fear. But he's been a pretty courageous dude. Yeah. I like him. He's really cool. Yeah, so he's helping Michael. And he's like, hey, maybe I can come up with this like a digital antibody. Yeah. It'll take forever, but it will help stave off this virus.
He says analogy like a little bunch of fire ants eating an elephant. Yeah, it will, but it's going to take forever.
Yeah, it'll eat it down, but you see those videos in National Geographic where like they'll eat a whole carcass, but it takes like freaking forever. Yeah. But that's like it'll start a little bit at a time and it'll work its way out. And then we kind of get this really I like the moments between Michael and Suru because
it felt real.
They felt real to them because they've worked together such a long time, and they've developed that relationship. The relationship we don't have with anyone else on the bridge at all. None of these characters mean anything. No. I like Suru, and Suru and Michael kind of, and she's like, I know you're dying, but I don't want you to die. Like you're close to me. I care about you. I will do anything to save you. And he's like, just accepted his fate. I'm going to work as hard as I can for as long as I can, but when it comes for me to die, I'm going to just die.
But then he said the stupid thing about being a refugee and all that, this part.
Yeah,
that's where it kind of brings it down, though, again.
Because he talks about how, like, he left his people, and then, like, oh, when I was accepted as a refugee, and he still turn to look at the camera and go, Trump, tisk. Okay, we get it. You hate Donald Trump. We understand it. And they talk about how, like, he learned all these different things, and he had to abandon his planet and everything, and it's like, yeah, but it's so weird. If he was able to join, like, I don't understand why they couldn't save...
There's another weird thing we never said in the short about him. That community device, how to get to that planet to begin with? Because it's kind of high advanced.
It fell off the other people, those...
I guess, but what's that in?
They said that. I think they said that. They said that remember when that little obelisk came down? Sometimes stuff falls off.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Because it's janky. I don't know. It's stupid.
Or it's a garbage barge.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's like, Michael, go back to the bridge. You can help him there. I can finish off this whole antivirus thing. Since they have no communications, everything has to be like word of mouth.
Yeah, and also he would tell her too. If I do die, don't follow General Order 1. I want you to read my logs and find out.
Yeah, about my people and everything, so my legacy lives on and everything. Like, I thought that was kind of nice. Yeah. It's sad, but it's like my memoirs.
Yeah.
And she gets back to the bridge, and she basically explains everything. Okay, the antibodies are working, but it's slow as hell. And they keep thinking, man, we're going to lose Spock. If he gets out of a certain sensor range, we're not going to be able to track him. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, we have to figure out how this thing's going. We get back to Stamets, Michael, and Reno. That's a folk band.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, not Michael, but Tilly.
Tilly, yeah.
Tilly, Reno, and Stamets. They kind of come up with this really, really... I can't believe they came up with this idea, like, oh, we need to find a way to communicate with this thing. And it's weird that he brings up this little thing, looks like an hourglass, like, oh, this is what I use to communicate with this the network. They just made that
up. And then Reno just said a snarky thing there.
Yeah, she's always saying something snarky.
Snarky at that point. I remember one of those, but it was stupid. And then she comes with the ground idea, why don't we drill a hole in her?
Yeah, see, but that's after that.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, Michael Burnham comes on there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we need to communicate with the sphere. We got to do the same thing. Maybe it's trying to talk to us. Because at the very beginning of the episode, that's what I said. Like, oh,
because why is the first thing is a communication? Why is it affecting translator?
So she comes with the bright idea that, oh, it wants to talk to us.
Yeah, that's what Crimson was saying. That was the...
But I thought I was wrong because they totally went a different direction, but I guess that's what it was. Then like, oh yeah, we need to talk to this thing, and we then B-plot this thing on Tilly, maybe we talk to it. And that's when they come up with that brilliant idea that, oh, it's not enough power, we have to drill a hole in her head and put like a direct neural implant.
Oh, jeez.
And then it's so funny that the Reno chick's like, oh, I don't really mean with the drill. You do have a laser, like a surgical thing. It's like, nope, we're going to do it the old school way. I'm like, oh, no, they're going to drill their head.
Oh, can you imagine that? Ugh.
No anesthetic, no nothing.
Yeah, because you have to communicate with this alien, basically.
So we get back to Michael tells Suru, maybe it wants to talk to us. Then he's like, oh, why didn't I see this before? Then he like harmonizes the ultraviolet lights he's been seeing. And it's like, he can see that it's a pulse. It's like a message. It's like, oh, this thing just wants to talk to us. Yeah. Then it gets a little existential, a little out there. He's like, whoa, maybe it knew that my people want to live on, and this thing wants to tell its story, so it lives on because it's dying, and I'm dying, and I want to do the same thing. So if there wasn't a Kelpian on the ship, they all would have been killed?
Here's the thing that's really crazy about that whole thing. Like, I could see it triggering his, death thing, because maybe from the interference from it, radiation, whatever you want to say, it's affecting him. But to say that it knew he was dying, so that way it's dying. I know it's 100,000 years old, but that's a stretch.
That is very odd.
I mean, if there was like a race of Kelpians that could fly in spaceships, and then I can get where he maybe knew that, but no, there's no Kelpians.
They don't ever really explain it. This thing is ancient, so is this like a thing that floats around like the freaking in Destiny, the Traveler? It's like this ball that just goes around.
And in fact, it looks like a circle. It's like...
See, it's so weird.
It's not Star Trek, I mean...
But, that's when they come up with the idea of drilling the hole in her head, and Stamets is like, and even Tilly's like, I think you you agree with her, but of course Stamets doesn't want to do such a crude surgery on his friend.
There you go. Can we get a doctor down here? I mean, I know they can get in, but...
These Reno and Stamets are smart, but they're engineers, they're not doctors.
Yeah. Even though Reno did work on those people with the makeshifts, but still, that's...
She worked on them like they were machines, not people.
Frankenstein, like a Frankenstein thing. And then when they brought the drills, he said, "What's your favorite song?" And they sing "Rocket."
But that's after this. Oh, is it? We get back to the bridge.
Okay. It's just jumping everywhere. I'm sorry.
There's a ton of all over the place. They get back to the bridge, remember, and they said, "Oh, the core's heating up."
Oh yeah,
it's like hotter than like a sun.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Okay, this thing's ready to attack." You know, Pike's like, "Charge weapons. We're going to attack this thing.
Yeah.
We got to defend ourselves." But
and Spock's getting away.
Yeah, and Spock's getting away. That's number one priority. They get since there's no communications. You know, Michael and Seward get to the bridge. No, don't attack. It just wants to talk to us. And he's like, you have 6 minutes to explain this to me or I'm going to attack this thing because my ship is more important. Yeah. Then they have this whole, it has all the knowledge it wants to talk to us. They're taking a huge leap of faith that this thing is wanting just to communicate.
The thing I see is there is more tech talk this season, which I do like, but the thing is not tech talk in the right places. That's what I've been able to talk before. Oh, this communication, it looks like messages, and therefore it's trying to tell something. Maybe it's trying to tell us all its history. See, that's how you make that jump. Not necessarily, pulses. Well, that doesn't...
And that's when Seward explains to everyone on the bridge about, like, how he's dying, and he wants to tell his story, and this thing wants to tell its story, and it's like, it chose me. It's so weird. It's just a very odd explanation of what they need to do. Is like, so we need to lower our shields because that's always a good idea.
One of them been a good idea. Also, see another technique can explain. Oh, the shields are up, so that way the communication is getting garbled because we got to take the shields down to get the whole message. See how you explain that instead of just saying take it down, it'll work. Well, we'll see. We're just going on your blind faith there.
And they they also said they're like, whoa, even if we do shoot 4-ton torpedoes at this, it's so hot in there, it won't even do anything. It'll just fizzle them out. Yeah. So Pike has to come to a decision. Then we get to the impromptu surgery of Little Miss Tilly, and he's just basically like he's trying to calm her down.
So
he's like, "Oh, sing your favorite song to me," and singing it with her, and like, thank God it was quick.
Yeah.
He turns on the drill, and it's over. Oh, but imagine that thing busting through your skull. Oh God, that must have hurt.
Well, I'm glad they're in their century. They could probably fix that right away. That whole and they're singing Rocket Man.
Was it?
It sounds like Rocket Man. It might not be, but if it is, that's a shout out to William Shatner because he sung Rocket Man in that terrible show he did back in the 70s.
The spoken word version where he's just kind of talking songs.
And then there's he fades and another one comes out. It's all you want to watch Family Guy. They make fun of it with Stewie. It's done perfectly. It's so funny.
But you know what I really liked about this part? Reno kept her damn mouth shut.
At least at this part.
At least she wasn't talking crap and being snarky during this surgery. Yeah. At least she had enough common sense in her head to shut the hell up.
Oh, yeah, remember she was even cheesy snarky to Tilly a little before that, too, remember? I don't remember. It was like, what's wrong with you? She's just asking you a question. God, she's just too much.
But, so yeah, that's when they do the little thing and put it in her head, and then they start talking to it, and it sounds like May.
Why couldn't it sound like Tilly?
Just Tilly. Like, why would it have
inflections?
It has like a dual voice.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Tilly and May's voice combined, like...
It's Venom, everyone. That's what it sounds. That's what it sounds
like.
We are
Tilly.
We are Tilly. Oh, cool. They found the symbiote for Venom. Sweet.
Yeah, the symbiote planet. And where's Carnage? Ridiculous. But it's talking to her, and then basically it's saying... You invaded our space, and every time that you made your jumps, it was ruining our ecosystem.
Yeah.
And then even Stamets is like, well, we didn't know. And he even apologizes. All I can do is offer you my apologies, and I'll do whatever it takes to fix what we did, but you have to give me my friend back.
Yeah, exactly. But this entity's like, well,
doesn't care.
You. Yeah, you're...
So this thing's about, like, has like a revenge thing. Like,
almost.
I'm like, get you. And then it starts basically, like, taking over Tilly and everything. And then we get back to the bridge.
Yeah.
And... the captain's like, I guess we're gonna lower the shields, and they do it, and the signal starts coming over. Yeah. So basically, there's ships being bombarded with 100,000 years worth of knowledge.
I am so glad that they're on one of the experimental science vessels because it took up all its memory. It had to have.
Yeah.
Because they go, and they say all divert things to communication. I never heard that in a Star Trek show in my entire life.
Divert all power to communications, even life support. We gotta talk, damn it.
Yeah, we gotta hear this. That's funny.
We're all gonna die, but you're gonna hear something awesome. But then, after the download was complete, Pike's like, okay, shields up, let's get the hell out of here. This thing's gonna explode. Yeah. But they couldn't control it. And like, damn it, we're all gonna die. But I guess in its dying act, it like reversed the polarity of something, and then so it protected the.
Yeah. So basically, it kind of made the implosion go inward instead of outward, and it pushed it away enough so it wouldn't get affected by it.
So that was nice. So it kind of did like, you took my message, here, survive.
Because, and then even say a little bit afterwards, well, it makes sense because then it wouldn't matter if we got the message and we died. And that would be the end of it.
It wants us to tell its story.
Yeah.
Then after that thing started going all over Tilly, it like literally encapsulated her into like a
so it's even grosser.
And it's making all the fart noises and everything. It's so nasty. And
that thing must smell awful. I'm just gonna call it now. It probably smells like
it smells like it's Garbage Island at low tide and wet dog. And I can only imagine how gross it is. She's in there, so they cut her out and like pull her out of it. And she's all slimy and nasty. I'm like, oh, it's so gross.
It's funny, even before this, I remember Tilly talking about, I had her think of her friend, and he goes, it was my best friend, but were we really? Because I didn't know she died. I didn't keep contact
I wasn't a very good friend of her.
Yeah, but then, that happens when you're junior high. You grow up, and that happens.
How many people have you met, you have no idea what they're doing now?
It happens.
But then we get to the part where the show should have ended. The episode should have ended here.
Oh, this is a real
good
part.
We get back to the bridge. Oh, everything's uploaded. Shields are up. Everything, all our systems are returning. And then Sue was like, okay, we did it. Michael, can you please take me to my room? Because everyone's like, okay, he's going there to die.
Yeah.
Then they all stand up like in Guardians of the Galaxy. Now we're all standing like a bunch of jackasses.
But one after another, so it's like, get post society. My captain, my captain. What is this? I mean,
they should have saluted him, but they don't.
They step on there. They even step on top of their chairs. They're all standing
I know, right?
What the heck is it? Okay, one or two's fine, but everybody, like Pike's the only one that should have been doing it.
I know, but they did. Whatever. So they bring him to his room, and the first time we ever seen Sue's quarters, it's all like green and stuff.
Okay, it looked kind of cool.
He like sleeps on a grass bed. I want a grass bed. It looks really cool. I want a grass bed. Then we actually get feelings and emotions that are actually because I care about Sue. I actually care about this character, and then that's when he starts talking about like my people, and then he wants her to kill him. He's like, the pain's so immense, I don't have the strength to do it. So I guess once you cut off their ganglia, they die.
Yeah.
And he pulls out a knife saying, I need you to do this for me. Flashbacks of Worf wanting Riker to kill him.
Yeah, to do the ritual murder.
And that's basically what he's saying. He's like, kill me now so I can die in relative peace.
Or before I go mad.
Before I go mad with power. No, as soon as he goes mad. And he's explaining everything about his family. And
how she reminds him of his daughter. And she goes, Sister, sorry. And make amends for Spock. You become his sister again.
The only thing I disagree with, he's like, oh, you replaced my sister. He should have said you became another sister. That's just a nitpick of me. He should have been like,
I can see it either way though. Yeah. It's not too bad. And he's dying too, so maybe he's trying to.
And then thank you, Michael Burnham. You're not a Vulcan. You're a human effing being. She shows human beings' emotions here, where she's like, you're my family. After everything we've been through, I learned that. Yeah. And that's a Vulcan wouldn't say that.
No.
But a human would. Michael, be more human. More of these moments for Michael where she feels sad.
Did she be likable? She almost became likable.
And then how she said, you were there for me and everything, and you saved my life. There's how many lives you touched, you're not a failure. Because he almost feels like he failed his race and everything. He's like, no, you didn't. You've done so much. Yeah. There's so many lives that have been touched by you, Suru. You should be proud of everything you did. And I like this moment.
And then first about to cut the first time, and she doesn't do it. She's like, no, I can't do it.
But he's like, you have to. And he goes, that knife was my sister's knife.
Yeah.
And then it's so sad because it's
my God, like I said, my goodness, you almost actually care what's happening here. For the first time in 2 years of the show, year and a half, you actually care what's happening here.
And then I'm like, at this moment, I'm thinking, oh my God, are they really going to kill Suru?
They kill Suru. I'm like, this show will be almost dead to me.
It's like, oh my God, they're going to do it. Because after he tells her, promise me, I couldn't reconcile with my sister because I couldn't go back. Yeah. You have an opportunity to be with your brother again. That's your family. You have to do everything in your power. Because if you were able to become a sister to me, I know you can touch Spock too.
I'm convinced this whole scene here was not written by these people. It was written by real Star Trek fans because this is what I want.
And it was beautiful. And it was kind and sweet and wonderful. And I like this one scene was better than just about anything else in the
whole show combined.
So she's like, okay, here we go. I'm going to cut in, go into cut. And then before she even touches it, it like shrivels up and falls away. And then she's like, did I do it? Is that how it happens?
I barely touched it.
I thought like, oh my God, all it takes is a nick.
Yeah.
Then she drops the knife and she's like, And then Sue was like, what happened? He's like, I barely even touched it, Chief. It's like, oh my God, I barely even. He's like, well, it's gone. And she's like, well, aren't you supposed to be dead? Like, she doesn't understand what's happening. Even Sue was like, I'm not dead. And I feel pretty damn good. Like, I feel. Then I'm assuming that whole you go mad was a lie.
But from that alien race.
From that alien race told them that so they would easily give themselves up to
exactly because they're so backwards. Maybe that's it. And the thing also, what it did. Well, if you want to explain it, when he's in the sick bay, it actually takes away his fear.
Yeah, because they start talking to him at the thing. He's like, well, how do you feel? He's like, I feel like nothing I've ever felt before. Yeah. That overwhelming sense of fear, don't have it anymore. Yeah. So, do you think this is going to change his personality?
I hope it doesn't change too much.
I hope it doesn't become so funny. He becomes like a huge jerk.
I can tell what I would have felt about you, Burnham. No, it's funny though because maybe those alien races implanted that in them.
Yeah.
And then when they know they can only last so long, so at the time we got to take them because they're going to learn that it was a lie. Fight back. I know Suru can't go back to this planet, but he needs to tell them, hey, they're lying to us, guys.
See,
they got to fight back.
Because before he talks about how like I promised Giorgio to keep. Order number 1, basically Prime Directive before his Prime Directive, and he almost seems determined, like F that, I'm going to go save my people, because he gets really emotional in a way he's never gotten before, where he's like, what does this mean for the future of my people, the future of my planet, and he knows, it's like, damn, I can go save my sister.
And this needs to be a side series. I'll watch that over this any day. We're saving his people.
The Many Adventures of Suru.
I'll watch that.
So basically, he has a new sense of vigor and courage, and he almost seems a little pissed off because he was always ruled by his fear. Now he doesn't have it. Because that Gangula...
I feel power. I feel strong now. I feel like, wow.
Because his race is fast. Yeah. They are a little bit strong. They are stronger than normal because they're basically like livestock animals to that other race.
And maybe that's the only way they could control them, because if they didn't have that, they probably would fight back.
Maybe that Gangula thing's like a parasite of some kind.
Yeah.
And they introduced it to their people to enslave them.
How funny, the whole time in this episode, that they thought that big sphere was the parasite, and it turns out to be this was this parasite all along, and this was just a regular entity. That's an interesting little comedy.
I kind of like, hopefully Suru just becomes more confident.
Don't be too much.
Yeah, not too much where he's kind of like a jerk. But we get back to the captain's quarters. Pike is like listening to the translation. And it's like a history book.
Yeah, the whole history. I wonder if they were talking about the Iconians, because that was an ancient race.
Yeah,
maybe that's how they know all those ancient races, is because of
this thing.
The thing. See, that connects to the new series. See how it connects?
And they're like,
that would be cool.
And then he's like, this discovery, they're going to be going over these archives
for centuries.
There's so much information. So, like, job well done. Yay, we did it. And then, Captain Pike's like, okay, but it cost us. We lost Spock. We during this whole thing, he got out of range. Then the most convenient thing of convenience, actually, that sphere caught Spock's ship, and he knows where it was going for.
Man, I think it scanned this thing and knew what its mission was. That's what I'm gonna say. I'll give it that, because it was so intelligent.
Yeah, like it knew it. It's so lame.
Yeah. But then you find out it's a shuttlecraft. Oh, does it have warp?
Yeah, I just think that it has to be like a science vessel or something. It can't just be a runabout type, because it wouldn't have warp. But then Captain Pike's like, okay, I'll make sure when we meet up with Spock, you're not there. And she's like, no. I decided I need to be there for my brother, and no matter what happens, I'm always going to care about him, and I'm always going to be there for him. Thank you.
But the thing, though, I will say about this episode, we do get one praise to Burnham, but it was with Suru, too. So, at least that. Yeah,
this was much better.
Yeah, at least better than the normal, it was all you, Burnham.
And then Captain Pike's like, thank you for, he doesn't say it, but you can see in his face, like, thank you for stepping up and not only being a good officer, but being a good sister.
Yeah.
Episode should have ended right there.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
But we get back to getting silly with Tilly, and they're talking to her and everything, and then those little spores start leaking into the room, and then we get kind of a weird. Remember the scene in Infinity War when they're doing all the jumps?
Yeah,
and they're getting all wonky and their eyes.
But that's fine for that, not this.
Then Stamets gets Cortez eyes, and his eyes get all huge, and they're like getting high.
Yeah.
And then even he's starting to recognize, oh no, it's starting to affect us with that whatever it did to Tilly.
Yeah, it kind of looks like how the spores do when they're around you when you're doing a spore jump. That's what it looks like.
But if they're getting all like crazy, and then Stamets has Reno, slap me, and then she slaps him.
Why don't you just slap her? I mean,
wouldn't that have been great? No way, not a million, billion, trillion years would that have ever happened. Then he's like, oh, I need to get to the med kit and basically give themselves like a downer so they're not high. And they realize, Where's Tilly? Oh my god, this thing grabbed her because that slug thing stole on the ground.
And it's really big this time. I mean, it went from like maybe being a little bit taller than Alf to like being as big as a
bed, like a sarcophagus of some kind. Then like, oh my god, it grabbed Tilly. They cut it open. Tilly's gone.
Yeah.
So it took her to the mycelial network?
Probably.
How?
It's weird.
Because even when Stamets was doing the jumping, he never went to it. His mind traveled there, but not his physical.
But we never had like one of their entities come from their realm. See, they always had the those worm things, but they're in our realm.
Yeah.
See, maybe it's one of those weird kind of like, it has a gateway.
The Talagrade.
Yeah.
But they can't ever say that again because they'll get sued every time they bring it up. But that's how the episode ends, with Tilly disappearing. Just a muddled episode. They could have just had that sphere they ran into. But like we were saying earlier, if it wasn't this giant overarching theme of this Red Angel, it makes it to where, so this orb just so happened to show up.
Here's the problem.
Had nothing to do with the Red Angel or anything.
You have the Red Angel here, then you have this orb that over like overarching theme they're not getting to, and then the overarching theme in this episode's this, and they have this Tilly thing that's underneath it. So you have overarching over overarching. It's just too much. It's too much, guys.
Yeah,
it's too convoluted.
It could have just been one storyline.
Yeah,
any one of these storylines would have been good enough.
Yeah, they always get it their own way every time when you have a good episode. This, if it just would have been about this orb thing, I might have given this a 7.5, almost an 8.
Yeah, it's just mediocre because they
6.
And Janet Reno, Jet Reno is just an awful character. I don't like snarky jerk assholes. And it's not because she's a woman. Go back and watch our episode reviews of season 1. We didn't like Stamets because he was a jerky asshole.
And he had to grow. Maybe this one person will grow. We'll see.
And learn to appreciate.
But so now she's a member of the crew now, though.
They're coming down here to fix things, and I got my things unzipped, and I do what I want.
I mean, she becomes a new engineer, and Stamets leaves on.
I can fix it with duct tape.
Yeah, I know.
Did they even have duct tape?
They keep saying it too.
She said like 4 times.
And she got gum from Tilly, and she stuck it on the thing.
Yeah, like Tilly just had like a little thing of like, I don't know, orbits.
I know it was peppermint red. I don't know what they got. Double mint.
She had double mint. You have a different flavor. Yeah. I like the scene with Suru and Michael. I like Suru. I like his design, his people, the history behind it. I like this character. More Suru, less of everything else.
Goodness, I am to the point where I'm like, I know the Red Angel's the overarching theme this season. I want him to get contact to his people.
I want to save his people.
Save his people. Hey, guys, they're lying to you.
When that thing goes there, yeah, you may go get really sick for a while, but it'll fall away.
Maybe it might even be like a form of like, I wouldn't say menopause, but maybe some kind of...
Like that little thing where they go through and they get really sick. Yeah. And then it just... Because maybe that... I'm assuming this is my guess that those people that have been rolling over them put that into their system, but it can only live for so long. Yeah. So it does its damnedest to kill them off.
Yeah, because they are given to think they're gonna die. Because they know, oh man, if they get rid, they'll fight back. So we got to. That's we got to.
Because all that extra confidence that he has. Yeah. So I'm assuming if they were able to fight back.
Well, I wonder if any way was that being accelerating it, because I thought it happened when they got older. Is it random?
I think it's random. Like you're ready for the culling, like it just comes along. But do you think that orb healed him of that, or if it just dies off and they've been? I
think it's been lied to.
Yeah, I think that's a better storyline,
because I want him to save his people. For the first time, I actually care about a storyline here in this show. Go with that.
And it's true. I've always liked Suru ever since season 1.
I mean, was the first time he was a little too wimpy for me, but after the planet where he kind of went crazy, he was good after that.
Yeah, after he got taken over by became like a space hippie.
Yeah, and he was kind of running everywhere real fast. Like, hey, those races, they can run.
He has weird legs. But yeah, again, just like the Jonathan Frakes directed episode, good parts muddled with stupid stuff.
But you know what I will say for this series? At least we're saying that for the first time in the last couple episodes. This thing was all bad.
Yeah,
we're not saying that. I know it's still Star Trek. It should be better, but. You can see potential there, but they just got to stop. And thank goodness the praising was to a minimum. Thank you.
Yeah, but again, you have Seward dying, but we had to find a way to praise Michael at the same time.
Yeah, I know.
It was a dual praise.
Yeah, I know.
It's better than just singular praise.
But it felt more natural.
Yeah.
Because it made sense in that time. It's like...
But I guess they do, again, there's always a little preview. I guess they're going to try to go find Tilly. Yeah. And she's in the mycelial network thing. So that's another subplot away from the Red Angels.
But what they need to do is we need to communicate all this information we got out of our computers to the nearest starbase. They need to have it.
Yeah.
They need to do that right away. I know you're going after Spock, but that needs to be done.
It's almost worth doing a spore jump to get there.
Real quick. Yeah, here you go. Get the information. Go. You have to. Because you can't have it get destroyed on that ship, because that'll be it.
And they lose everything. That would suck.
Yeah, I know.
But especially if we get in that whole sphere and then it dies. Because there's that short with the Callisto. something has to happen with the Discovery where it ends up in the middle of effing nowhere. Remember? And it's been lost
for like 3,000 years or something like that.
So something has to happen to the Discovery.
Yeah, that's true.
Eventually,
maybe that's how it ends.
That would suck. Because it's stupid, because they're going, oh, that's why you never heard of it. Da-da-da.
Yeah, but because it was top secret, I guess, but Pike knew about it, Spock knew about it. Spock never told Kirk, oh, by the way, there was a device on this thing that could transport us, to get us to any place instantly. Well, why don't you just use that? Why don't you use warp anymore? I mean, it's just silly.
He's like, do you want to get sued? I
Are you kidding me?
I don't think I can, I don't think anything else this episode that stood out to you.
The thing is like, the whole, like, some points here that were pretty decent. Jet Reno's awful. I can't stand her. I hope she's not on the show for long, because if she becomes a new engineer in Stamets leaves, that's going to just be one more thing I'm not going to like about the show.
She's really abrasive and...
Even worse than Stamets, like you said, first season. It's even worse, if you can believe it.
Ugh.
Well, man, the conversation between Suru and Burnham were so good. And it was like, this is the first time I actually kind of cared.
Because he was dying. You know, the previous one talking about, like, refugees and everything, blah, whatever.
That was just
But then the last conversation where you thought, okay, time to die. Yeah. That was the best, because I guess you can be as open as you can be because you're dying.
Yeah, and I like the fact that all the stuff on his chest. Cool.
Again, like I said, I like his design of his body and the way the makeup looks, and they did a great job with that. But that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Again, next week we'll do the same exact thing.
Yeah. And our Orville thing will be coming out, but we're just taking longer since it's a week off, so...
I don't think that... Yeah, that's... But I've been your host, Crimson Sin.
DPCA.
See you guys later.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, sub, and share. Also, for the most up-to-date information about the podcast, follow us on Twitter at C15 Podcast.